Hey VC, welcome back. Subtunes, I'm Mike. So today I was thinking about doing a video about what are what do we call it? Modern jazz, Afro beats, trip hop. I'm not really sure how to classify it because some of it's fusion. There's a lot of hard bop mixed in with modern sounds, and I think you know what I'm talking about, or maybe you have no idea. A quick little video, probably more for discussion than education, or I don't know. But I've been thinking about this video for a while, just because I want to talk about it. It's a genre that I'm not super educated on, much like everything. I'm not an expert on anything. I'm a big jazz fan. You guys have probably already seen that. I grew up on fusion, which I'm not entirely still into. It's not my main focus anymore, but at a point in my life, when I was in my 20s, it was a big part of it. Al Di Meola, Pat Metheny, Jean-Luc Ponty, Chick Corea, people like that were a huge influence in my life when I was, early 20s, late teens. So there's kind of this group of artists. Like I said, I'm not really sure how we classify it. Let's just go with modern jazz. There's a lot of them out there. I'm only going to talk about what I know in my own collection. So I pulled about 10 albums, maybe more, of artists that I want to showcase, and we can have a conversation about it in the comments and go from there. Tell me your thoughts, and I'll tell you, mine if you care. You must care if you're still watching this video. So I'm going to start with, let's start with these guys, and because these guys kind of got my mind going on this video and wanting to talk about it. This is the Heliocentrics. Is it jazz? Is it modern jazz? Is it trip hop? What is it? It's good. It's really good, especially this album. This is not their most recent. This is they have a new one out. There was one. This is the one right before that. They make a lot of music, and they're kind of all over the map. They do a lot of different stuff, and they do a lot of collaborations. I don't have those collaborations. There's a couple of really good ones. I don't own those yet. So this is their album from a few years ago, Infinity of Now. There are some it's mostly instrumental. There are some vocals on it, some singing in French, which is absolutely gorgeous. This is on you can't get this is a beautiful yellow. You're not getting the color on the video. It's pretty cool. So the Heliocentrics are pretty popular. I think they're a band out of New York. They've been around for at least a decade. Like I said, they make a lot of music, and I absolutely adore this album. Hanging by a Thread. I won't name the songs, but really cool stuff. I think the single was Burning Wooden Ship, which is what really got me into this album. Terrific song. So the Heliocentrics, and I'm showing them first because I think will give you a better idea of what I'm talking about, because I'm having a hard time explaining it. They're the kind of genre, modern jazz. What is it? So we'll move on, and I've kind of lumped these albums and these artists into a category, I guess, and I'm trying to see if it's the correct category, if it was, I don't know. We're gonna figure this out before the end of this video. This is a band, what are they called? Bad Bad Not Good. This is a group, I first heard them, I want to say at a music festival, probably like, it wasn't Lollapalooza because I don't go to that, but it may have been Pitchfork. This is their album from a few years ago. I don't think they have a new album out. This may be their most recent. And it's just, oh, it's just Bad Bad Not Good 3. So maybe it's their third album, or who knows. But kind of piano-based jazz. I was told they do some soundtracks. I'm not real familiar with them. Interesting stuff, though. Really interesting stuff. And I saw them live, and they really, really impressed me. They're very young, very young. Probably in their early 20s, I want to say. But if you know more about them, in the comments. Next band up is a band from Chicago called Reservoir, and they are on the International Anthem label out of Chicago. We saw them open for Mikaya McRaven right before lockdown, and they are absolutely terrific. This, I can honestly say, is more fusion with a whole bunch of hard bop mixed in. This is their, I believe it's their only full-length album. It has Brandy Younger on it, who I absolutely adore. It's got a couple other Chicago artists that guest on it. But check them out. Big horns, lots going on. Reservoir. This is their only full-length album. There may be a EP. I believe I've seen an EP, but this is the only vinyl. Definitely their only vinyl. So check them out. Really interesting band. Next up, might be next to the Heliocentrics. This is probably the guy that really inspired me to bring this topic up in a video, because first of all, I absolutely adore him, and we saw him live right before lockdown, and in a small club, and he blew us away. My partner, he's a jazz fan, but he's not the biggest jazz fan in the world. He walked out. He had never heard of him. We just went. It was $12 to get in, and so we went. We got back in the car after the show, and he looked at me and he goes, "That was absolutely phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal." And this is Mikaya McRaven. This is, I believe, this is his newest. I think this is his newest. This is In the Moment. Absolutely gorgeous album. This is more straightforward jazz. Big horns. He describes himself as he's a drummer, and he describes himself as a beat scientist, which really got me interested in him. This is great, but this just came out. This is the album that really got me into him. My guy at my record store up in Evanston, he turned me on to this. It's Universal Beings, Mikaya McRaven. And what it is, it's 100% different than this. This is a 2 LP set, and on each side is recorded in a different city. One is LA, one is Chicago, one is London, and one is New York. And what he does is he takes musicians from each of those cities, and he just brought them in for basically a jam session. I don't know how much of it was planned or rehearsed. I don't think any of it was. They just kind of got in a room and played. And it's cool. it's out there. I mean, it gets very free, but it has a soul, and it's really really impressive. And I mean, I won't list all the artists. Jonas Paul, who is another artist who is on International Anthem, he's also terrific. Brandy Younger is on here. Joel Ross is on here, who is phenomenal. If you don't have Joel Ross's most recent album, run out and pick it up. It's phenomenal. From last year, I think it was 2019, which would have been 2 years ago, pre-pandemic. But you get the way he did this with each city. You know, like the Chicago side has a little more bluesy feel. The LA side has a little more electronic feel. The London side is really cool. The New York side is very in your face, kind of high energy. I love what he did on this album, and I cannot wait until all this bullshit is over with and we can see live music again, because this guy, Mikaya McRaven, is top on my list to see live. Absolutely phenomenal. And he surrounds himself with top-notch musicians. When we saw him, Reservoir opened. Reservoir, who I just spoke about, they opened for him, and majority of the musicians in Reservoir stayed and played with Mikaya on the set. There had to have been, I think I counted 10 or 12 musicians on the stage, and it was just a jam fest. Absolutely phenomenal. Like I said, my partner walked out, he was dumbfounded. His chin was on the floor. He's like, what was that? It was smoking. Terrific drummer, terrific arranger. Like I said, surrounds himself with top-notch musicians, and an absolutely beautiful artwork. Absolutely gorgeous artwork. Really cool. Great guy. Really, really interesting. Next, you guys, very popular band, and this is the Budos band. This is their most recent album, Long in the Tooth. They are more soul, modern day soul funk, I think would probably be the best classification for them. I like them. They're very popular. I like them. Are they my favorite of all of this? Probably not. I put them on every once in a while. This is, check that out. Is that cool? It's a gorgeous vinyl. I hope you guys can actually see that. They're fun. You know, I've never seen them live. I'm sure when we get things back to normal, they're tops on my list of bands I want to see live. Terrific band. Absolutely terrific band. Doing really good stuff. But I think they kind of bring back in full that whole soul funk sound of the early 70s that I personally adore. And they're doing a great job of doing it. Fantastic band. Next up, these guys. Man, these guys are good. I'll show this one first because this is the album that got me into them. This is Black Market Brass. This is their album from a couple of years ago. This is Cheat and Start a Fight. I hope you can get that cover because the cover artwork on this guy is cool. Really cool. I think this is from 2007. Okay, I'm holding it wrong. I think this is from 2016 or 17. And this is the album that got me into them. Just really cool stuff. This is more funky Afro beats, is what I would call it. Big horns, big horns, and just a really African groove going on. But they get fusion mixed all in there too. I mean, you can definitely hear the fusion. So this is Black Market Brass. And then I have their latest album, which can be described the exact same way that I just described that album. This is Black Market Brass, Undying Thrust. And another great cover. Really cool. Really cool stuff. A lot of guys in this band, huh? Guys and girls. These guys are all in the band. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 guys. There's a lot going on in these records. They are phenomenal. Big sound. Maybe Tower of Power with some fusion. Best way I can describe it. Just modern. Yeah, modern day Tower of Power. But there's more to it than that. Just really cool band. I'm looking forward to hearing more of their stuff. I don't know how many other albums they have. I think there might only be one other one. And they're not easy to find, and they're not cheap. This one, I don't know what year this came out. This is a Kiwi Shakedown. Definitely more Afro beats. Modern jazz, I'm gonna call it. I don't know all that much about him. I know very little about him. This one I picked up on eBay, and it's fantastic. I don't know what year this came out. Let's go with... Yeah, the glasses don't help. Yeah, I don't see a year on here. But I got drums, conga, tenor, baritone sax, I got bass, trumpet, trombone, keyboards, guitar, vibraphone, and organ. Jesus. This is a big sounding album. I highly recommend this. And look at the artwork. Look at that. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Like I said, I don't know anything about him. I believe it's a him and not a them. I always assumed it was a him. But I'm reaching out to try and find more stuff by him, them. The back is actually really cool too. I don't think you guys can see that, but there's a nice imprint in there. Yeah, you're not gonna be able to see that. But interesting band. Interesting. Really, really cool. I'm gonna be getting more of them. This is Polyrhythmics. Are you guys familiar with these guys? Because they are a trip. I love these guys. This is Polyrhythmics. First of all, another phenomenal album cover. Get my fat fingers off of there. Another really cool, groovy album artwork cover. I just love it. I'm a big artwork cover fan. I just adore this. Really, really cool. This is Polyrhythmics. This is Man from the Future. It may be their most... Yeah, this is their most recent. This was 2020. There was one in late 2019, I believe, also. Again, hard to find. This is a terrific album. This song, Yeti Set Go, is what turned me on to them. And it is hard bop and fusion. More fusion. These guys are great. Ben Bloom on guitar, Grant Schroff on drums, Jason Gray on bass, Nathan Spencer on keyboards, Carl Olson on percussion, Scott Morning on trumpet, Arthur Brown on tenor sax and flute, Elijah Clark on trombone. So another big lineup and big sound. Funk, fusion, hard bop, Afro beats. It's all of the above. All of these have one thing in common. They're all new artists, young artists that need to be discovered and played and just reach out. And, you know, I know that we all kind of do it. We all get into the, I do it. I kind of get into a hard bop phase, or, you know, like early in my life, I listened to nothing but fusion. Fusion. It was Bitches Brew and Pat Metheny and Jean-Luc Ponty and Return to Forever, and that's all I listened to. And then it went away for me, and I went into hard bop. And there's so many great artists out there now that need some discovering. You know, I mean, check out guys like this, Polyrhythmics. Great bands that need to be discovered and listened to and loved. So I just wanted to do that video and see what you guys think. Interesting genre. I don't even know if it is a genre. I don't know. Tell me what you guys think, and we'll have a discussion about it, and keep listening to some great music, and keep listening to new music. There's so much out there. Don't get in that rut of, I only listen to dead musicians. I do it. I have to snap myself out of it every once in a while, because I'll go down a dead musician rabbit hole for days and weeks and months, and then I gotta snap myself out and go, there's so much else out there, especially during pandemic when, you know, we don't have live music to go out and discover. So be well. Questions, comments, snide remarks in the comments. Thank you again for all your support. I so appreciate it. It really means the world to me. Stay safe. Have a great week. I will see you soon.